Hi and welcome to the first of many vodcasts from the website A Photo Somewhere. My name is Lance and I will be the person who will be teaching you some stuff today. Now, this shot I'm going to be working on is a shot I call Sin City Drums. Basically, you've seen the movie Sin City, how the harsh black and white contrast is in the film. This is the type of effect you'll get in this shot. So it's won competitions at the Photo Content website, also at DIC, and I think at Shutterbugs as well, but I'm not entirely sure on those last two. I'll probably have to check. Anyway, we'll start up now. Our original image is this one here. Oh, by the way, this shot was taken using a Canon 400D or XTI camera, as some of you Americans will know it, and I'm using Photoshop CS3 Extended along with a Wacom tablet. Yes, what I say. I enjoy the Wacoms, it gives me a lot more control on my image. So anyway, this is the image that we're working on. Doesn't look like much now. I'll tell you about the shot first. One of the forums I go on to, Overclockers, basically said, take a photo representing sound. To me, sound, you can't really take a photo of, but you can take a photo of the action of sound. Henceforth, the drum with the water. As you can see, if I zoom closely, let's navigate it back on, and we see that we've got the water splash on the drums as I was hitting it. I was using a remote trigger at the time, one of those corded remote triggers, so basically chucked it on auto fire and just banged the buggery out of the drum. So anyway, so we got a shot. However, this is from the first shoot I did. I was actually going to do a second shoot, but the drum got wrecked because of said water. So I had to make do with what I had on the first shoot. So this shot's not looking too bad, but it looks a bit plain. So anyway, let's get it looking nicer. So I've already pre-marked where I'm going to have my cut, so let's recut. And then I'm just going to crop it. After the crop, you see the image is a lot better. I don't want to show that again. We'll hide our lines again and we'll increase the image up a bit more. Now, normally I would have this in full screen mode, but for the purposes of this, I can't actually do that because I'm a lazy bastard. Anyway, so that's the original shot. Not looking too bad, but there is some stuff we need to do. So we're going to just do a quick bit of cloning work. So open up a new tab or new window, and most people know about the clone tool. This thing here, clone and pattern. What they may not use sometimes, which I've actually started using a lot recently, is the heal brush or the heal tool. Let's give you an example. Now, you see all this junk on the actual drum? This is what the heal tool is really good for. Just color in the areas you want. After you press an Alt on the area you need to do your color sample from. And if you can see closer here, I'm not sure about the encoding, it just cleans up all the stuff a lot better than what the what was it? The clone and heal would do. Not clone and heal. The stamp tool should do. Because see already, it's looking a lot nicer. Let's just do that and this, that, and let's just clean it off. Normally I would have this pre-done, but since it's such a handy tool, I thought I'll do it quickly for you while you're watching. After all, it is a very handy tool, and once you get used to it, a lot of clone jobs and hell, editing sand is a breeze when you got this now. So let's just keep it going. You notice I actually started on a new layer as well, and this is on current and below. So this basically means that if I bugger anything up, I can turn it off and turn it back on, or edit it. Basically, it's a non-destructive tool. So go back to our full view here. This in 5 seconds, I've cleaned that much up. So now we've done all the clone tools around here. You notice there's a little bit of work that needs to be done. Now, if you look especially around here, you've got the highlight of the drum, and you got the water drop. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that water drop out, and the best way to do that is not with the heal tool, as well as just been using, but with the clone tool. Now, since this is a pretty easy one to do, Let's see if I can do it in one hit. So again, make a new layer, hitting it there, and just nope, I fail. This is why you do this. I'm also just opacity up a bit, shrinking it down, and turn on the precise mode, which I should have done in the first place, but again, this is all just stuff you pick up in time. See? And then again, you go back to the healing brush or spot healing brush just to tidy up the rest of the area. Now I like to see how large my brush is, just so I know how much I'm going to work with. Don't worry if it's a slapdash and happy job, because once I've done everything, you will notice why. So again, go back to clone tool, select that, go back to precise mode, and just adjust that a bit. What I'm doing at the moment is just getting rid of the little crappy bits I put in there earlier. Now if you're paying attention, you will notice, some people will notice the little error in the line there, but most people won't see it full res unless they've actually buy a print. By the way, I do have this shot available as a print on my Redbubble. Link will be after the tutorial. But yeah, all this really is just me cleaning up the drum, making it all look all nice and shiny. So yeah, anyway, that'll be enough for government work. So now we're going to make a new group, select all these layers, and select all these layers and put them in a new group. I am a big advocate of backing up often and making duplicate layers of what you're working on. Main reason because you don't know when you're going to bugger up and you don't want to basically fuck it up. Especially if I want to go back all the way from my first steps from here. I want to adjust some of the mask or that. I've got all my layer filter worked out, I don't have it all meshed. So we're going to merge visible. Ah well. There we go. Now see, again, it's been a long time since I've actually done something like this, so you have to bear with me. Anyway, so we've got our original layer here, and we've got our edited layer down the bottom. So we're going to go to image, and we're going to make a black and white copy of this image. Make sure you got this image selected, and go to black and white. Now here in black and white, you should see a series your options to make the black and white. Now, since this was shot as a blue drum on a red background, which is good, harsh contrasting colors mean this is a whole lot easier to do. We go black and white, and we want high contrast blue filter, and there's our, well, almost Sin City like effect drum already. You can do the red filter, but then it brings up the water nicer, but the rest of the shot is just too bad. What we need is that black background of white thing, with white drum, and it brings up the water quite well. So again, Photoshop, you can mess around with this if you want. As I say, I want to increase to red, so I've got no red at all. Actually, we'll do that, see how that looks. And boom, there's our black and white image. And then all that you gotta redo now is just fill in the edges, which is all we're doing is we're making another layer, chuck it back onto, we're going to just do clone tool at the moment, and just get rid of some of the bigger drops. Again, our Wacom is really handy for this. I'm holding down Alt when I make a selection. As I say, we want to get rid of some of the big, small stuff. Basically looking to get rid of the distracting stuff and just leaving the big ones. Again, doing a new image, so if I bugger it up, I'll give you a case, so if I bugger it up like this, I can either Control Z, or I can go to erase and just erase that section. You'll notice that that will become a huge lifesaver when you're doing bigger images. Again, that and we're just getting rid of these small drops in the middle here. Get rid of this drop here, because again, what you're looking for is the distracting dots from the image, like the ones that are either too small or just looks out of place. And like a permanent lack of a point. There you go. Sin City Drums. Oh, there's one I missed. Just at the top here. See that? That's the kind of stuff that you want to get rid of. The drops that are just a little out of whack with the rest of the image, to keep the, basically what you're looking for is to keep the image nice and clean. That's it. Well, that's the first one. That's the first one of these I'll be doing. I hopefully will be doing many more, and I should do them with other people. Matt and Kane are some of the people I'm looking at. But if you think you know something about Photoshop or photography in general, let me know. And you never know, could be on one of my little video podcasts or podcasts, and this will be free to download at www.aphotosomewhere.com. Until next time, there's always a photo somewhere.